Hey folks, it's me Rodger back with yet more records. Yes, that's right. In addition to the record show on Sunday. Yeah, I've been digging over the past couple weeks. My longtime local Grimies has moved. I think I've talked about this before, but they moved to the other side of the world, and I haven't been since they moved. A 2-hour drive just to go. Anyway, it kind of bums me out. But the upside of this is that I don't think I'm the only one here who feels this way, because my other local, which can be fairly hit or miss, and they apparently have new owners. Saw Jim, my friend Jim from the VC, at the record show. Hey man, if you're watching, which I don't think you are, but anyway, he told me that they were under new ownership, and so they've started carrying a smattering of new vinyl, and anyway, their used stuff has, like, the quality is just shot up. Like, I just think people on this side of town, if you like me, they're not going to go driving an hour just to trade records. I don't know. They also came into like a big collection of like a, former record exec kind of guy, and I got a few of those to show. And that's in the background, we're listening to Gone Again, my little solo thing that you can get on Bandcamp. I'll leave a link below, or not, whatever. It's free. Although I'm thinking of making my Bandcamp stuff $1 to download, because like people do, but Bandcamp wants their cut, and they're not getting their cut, and like. What's $1 for a record? So, my wife's out of town, okay, right? She's gone to see her sister. And I'm on my second bourbon. And I thought, hey, I'd come on and make a video. What do you think of that? Here I am. Alright. Enough babble. You want to hear record? You want to see records? You're here for the records, right? Not me, right? Okay. Here's a 7-inch. It's pretty cool. Les McCann, all with a picture sleeve, one-sided picture sleeve, from 1967. I think I haven't really done a lot of research on this. It might be a non-album track. I don't know, but it's incredibly cheesy with strings and like rumba beats and a nice solo from Les, but the arrangement is unbelievably cheesy, like right out of that Exotica stuff, but the B-side is Bucket o' Grease, title track from the Limelight record, Bucket o' Grease, and it's a live track, and it's just exactly what that sounds like, a funky blues, funky jazz thing. Yeah. I have the VC to blame for even really knowing about Les McCann, and it's one of those things where I'm like, I kind of want it all. I want to hear it all, even if I don't want to, that Journey to Wonderfulness or whatever that record is, and Layers, those are special records, and I realize that the rest of them are not going to be quite as special, but I really enjoy all of them. And there's getting ahead of myself here. Okay, so yeah, Grimies has moved on over to the east side, and so the only new record I have to show, I went on Discogs to get, and I didn't realize that there had been a repress of this record, and I really like this band, True Widow. This is a 2016 repress of their 2011 album. Well, you can see like it's this massive anagram, no, that's not right. Anyway, that stands for, let's see, I looked it up, stands for as high as the heavens and from the center to the circumference of the earth. Yeah, there you go. True Widow, yeah, this is on Kamado Records. I really like this band. Yeah, this Dorothea Cottrell, her singing is just, it's got that down-tuned, it's kind of like doom metal, but it's melodic, and it's been really rainy here lately, and this has been just like perfect autumnal music for me. I really like the record after this on Relapse. Circumambulation, I think it's called. Anyway, this is truly great, and I'm really happy to have it. And it was somewhat of a bargain and a great transaction on Discogs. And who needs record stores? Especially for new stuff. Except, no, I don't mean to trash that. They got to do what they got to do, right? Right. I got to do what I got to do. So, but anyway, I've been finding some cool stuff over here on this side of town, and it's hard to see with the glare. This is 6 Organs of Admittance. The Sun Awakens on Drag City from 2006. That's a long time ago, isn't it? I gotta once again shout out Andreas Sonic Mainliner. Hey man, if you're watching, please come back. Please come back. I understand. I know he really digs these guys and has like all their records, I think. He's a really big Ben Chesney fan. And I'm only peripherally familiar with his stuff. And I actually got a promo to review a record a while ago. Anyway, this is interesting stuff. It's like kind of comes out of a John Fahey, old-timey Americana, but not like cheesy, but like trying to dig deep into the roots of it, but then letting it get weird. Like John Fahey often let things like get weird. And there's some psychedelic moments on here, and I can see why Sonic Mainliner digs these guys, and not something you see around. And so really happy to have it. Stick it next to that other one that the other one that I have. I always like to, if I have one record by an artist, to at least give it a sibling. I have no children of my own, but I like my records to have children. My records have a right to children. Isn't this fun? I'll have a drink. Have a drink. What a week. Merca. Here in America. Alright, next. So I got a shout out again to Anthony Camplone and B. Please come back. I thought you and James were going to do like these videos together. I miss you, man. I miss you. Again, I understand. But he had talked about the cancer that is the 4 men with beards lately. And how he needs to cut out that cancer from his collection before it infects other aspects of his limbs and tissues. Now, I'm sympathetic to that because I do have the 4 men with beards versions of this, and I think I recently got Pawn Hearts, but I recently found an original UK version of Graaff Generator's The Least We Can Do Is Wave to Each Other on Charisma. Nice copy of that. And then a white label promo, a US copy of H to He, Who Am the Only One. These are from 1969 and 1970 respectively, or 1970, 1970. Now, Graaff Generator. What an interesting band. I was reading in Record Collector an interview with John Lydon where he was talking about, well, he wouldn't talk a lot about it, but he was like, Graaff Generator, was an influence on the Sex Pistols and particularly Public Image. And damn if you can't hear it in like the over emotional kind of yelping sort of quality of this guy's voice. And I don't know, I wish I'd known about this music back when I was a kid and studying the piano, because this is very much keyboard driven music as opposed to guitar. There's some guitar, but mostly it's keyboard driven music. particularly on this one. Sorry, this one, which is like a different lineup than this. Yeah, and so yes, the sound totally blows away those 4 Men with Beards issues. I mean, just obliterates. Yeah, it's no contest. Now, that said, and Anthony, if you're watching, and anyone who's watching, I would not write off everything the 4 Men with Beards ever did. When they first came on the scene, they did a couple of things that were really, really good, like the Art Ensemble of Chicago Atlantic reissues, which are from the analog tapes, and they sound really good, and that gatefold packaging is really nicely done, and pressing is really nice. I have them really good. They also did a really nice version of Big Star's third album, again from Analog Masters. You know, they were really proud of it, and then I don't know, something went off the rails, and they were just like, oh hey, we can just like put out whatever and not even tell anyone what the sources are, and they'll pay big money, and so they just licensed whatever they could. And just that's the way it looks to me, and frankly, you know, I have a number of other. You know, I have the John Fahey box set, which is okay. It's clearly from a digital master, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I mean, that might be my next project, to get original John Fahey records from the 60s. No, probably not. Probably not. I do have some John Fahey records from the 70s. Hey! Hey! Cheers, everybody. Bourbon and bitters. Thank you again, John Kiefer, for the suggestion. I love the Woodford Reserve, and really any nice bourbon. But a little dash of bitters, just like it's like the sweet and sour of a anyway. Yummy. Am I going to put up this video? How long have I been ranting? 12 minutes. I've hardly shown any records. Okay, here's some nice finds. You know, and again, my new ownership. Like the price is great on their used stuff, and so now I used to have this when I was a wee one. Roxy Music's first album from 1972. I might have even had this pressing, this like cutout pressing from the late 70s. And it was just too weird for me. I was coming from like, oh, Brian Eno and like Talking Heads and stuff, and no, this is a really weird record. It is. It still sounds weird, you know. And my wife was not familiar with early Roxy music, and she was like, really, this is Roxy music? It's a really weird record. And you know, it still sounds weird to me. What can I say? But I'm glad to have it. Now, this is a little bit later. This is their 4th album, Roxy Music. Country Life, is that what it's called? Yeah, I think so. UK copy with the boobies and the nipples and all that stuff. They're moving, Eno's long gone, and they're moving more in a like sophisticated pop direction. But it's still like mid-70s, and so it's a strange sort of pop music, you know. I've decided that I need all the Roxy Music albums, you know, at least up through. Well, I have Avalon. You know, I saw a bunch of them at the record show, but I had to pass. Because they're a little bit more easy to find than other things that I thought were more tantalizing at the record show. You know what I mean? Here's a nice find. Jack Bruce, Harmony Row, white label promo. This is from that stash, I think, of this record exec. I think he worked for Atlantic here in Nashville. So this is basically an unplayed white label promo of Jack Bruce's Harmony Row, US copy. I got this just recently, and recently played it, and what an interesting record. When this is from, like, I'm not even sure, like early 70s. Side 2 opens with, it has this weird sound. I'd really like to hear a UK Polydor pressing, because this has a really weird veiled sound, even though it's like, I don't know, but it's great. It's like, back when like rock could be artistic. And what a great bass player, and what a great singer, really. What a great record. Okay, so side 2 opens with Smiles and Grins. And I'm like, oh my God, Kip Hanrahan did a cover of that with Jack Bruce singing it. I meant to look up what album that is. I might have sent that album to Big Star way back. Yeah, people don't seem to care about Kip Hanrahan. I think he's a genius, and particularly because Kip Hanrahan doesn't really do much. What he does is gather people together. Jack Bruce played a huge role in those classic Kip Hanrahan records. And anyway, it was neat to hear the original version of that song. It's like, oh wow, that's really cool. Maybe that just shows how ignorant I am, you know. Probably. Cheers, everybody. There's ignorant, and then there's ignorant. All right, I didn't find this. I found this at my other local on this side of town. It's just, can be just ludicrously overpriced. Some amazing record. Like, if you're willing to pay, there's some amazing records there. I have a hard time paying $100, $200, $500 for a record. It's nice to go, oh, okay, you know. But even it trickles down into like, you know, things that are like, the other place, $5 to $10, where it's like, this place is $15 to $20, $25 for like. So like, I just can't hang out there, you know. Anyway, but I went there recently and found this in the new arrivals bin, and it was like a reasonable price. It's in really nice shape. So, U.S. copy of Budgie's. If I were Britannia, I'd waive the rules. Budgie. I've talked about Budgie before. I know what a great band. This is a great record. We're great, like hard rock, British hard rock. Overshadowed by Zeppelin, unfortunately. And so it didn't sell a lot of records, and so now in 2018 they're hard to find. And I'm closing in on getting them all. Unfortunately, like their first record is just really pricey. As is the other. I have their second one, but their third one I am also missing, and it goes for a pretty penny. Those records didn't get a U.S. distribution or a label deal or anything, so they're here in the States, hard to find. Budgie. Yeah, I really dig Budgie. When I cleaned that up and played it, I'm like, oh man, what a great band. I played both of my other records and enjoyed the hell out of it. I really enjoyed it. Sometimes, you know, it's the little things, folks, you know. Sometimes I like to just rock out. Cheers. Alright. Found a bunch of these again. They're all like, no, they're not all white label promos, but this white label promo, Eddie Harris, Come On Down, from 1970. So Eddie Harris is another guy I've shown some of his records and gone like, oh yeah, you know what I want all of his Atlantic records. I just do. I want them, you know. So here's one, a really beautiful white label promo copy of this. Live at Newport, another white label promo, 1971. Now you can see here it's like, what? He's playing flugelhorn? What? Well, what he's doing here is he's stuck a saxophone mouthpiece on a flugelhorn, and he's doing it on this record, and like he talks about it at some point. And I'm not sure how much he did that. I think he was really kind of reviled for desecrating the flugelhorn. Chuck Mangione came along later. All right, here, I Need Some Money. This is a little later. This is from 1975. Now, this is getting to the point where I'm thinking, oh, this isn't going to be very good, and it's a really cheap record, like common as dirt, not a promo copy. Damn, as if this isn't good 70s soul, funk, jazz shit that me and my wife just really dig, because it brings us back to our childhood. Now here we're really getting into some, I don't know about that cover. That Is Why You're Overweight. Another white label promo. This is from 1976. Now here he's starting to get into like a comedy routine, and he's singing, and I don't know. What's interesting is this idea of like eating this eyeball. Isn't she about to eat this eyeball? Or is taking a bite out of an eyeball? No, that's not what it is. Is it an egg? No, but again, I enjoyed this way more than I thought I would. Me and my wife doing the boogaloo. Trying to keep it together. Alright. Here, a few more. Another band, I've talked about them, been looking for them. Hard to find in good shape. War, Why Can't We Be Friends? Oh man, this is classic stuff. Brings me right back to my childhood. This is from what? Some United Artists from 73, 4, something like that. Really nice copy of that. Really nice find. And then this thing, Platinum Jazz on Blue Note. Now, of course, you know, United Artists and Liberty, and then they owned Blue Note for a while. And I'm not sure where this is from. 1977, double LP, a weird like compilation, and some new stuff on Blue Note. It's a nice copy of it. And I think they're just a great band, you know. Nice vibe. Nice, again, that 70s. It's comforting. You know, it's not just nostalgia, really, because really, you know, you put on a record, it's not, I mean, maybe it is nostalgia, but like, music is amazing because it's like Proust's, you know, toffee or whatever, where you like, it can take you right back, or like smelling something and it's like, whoa, I'm back there in my parents' basement, like listening to AM radio. That's how it is for me. Sometimes. Okay, couple more. Still hanging in there? Okay, remember I said no more Keith Jarrett records? I lied. The Morning of a Star with Charlie Hayden and Paul Motion. I mean, really, it's that sells these things to me. You know, that rhythm section is killer. 1971 on Atlantic. He made so many freaking records on like all kinds of labels. Like he was the hot shit at the time. Like every label was like, you know, make a record for us. Here's some money. Here's some studio time. Moan and groan. Blow the flute. No, this is pretty good. Yeah, the moaning and groaning I can't do. And then here he went to Columbia. Same year, right? 1971. No, 1972. Expectations. Now this is one actually I'd been kind of looking for, but often beat to shit. Common record, often beat to shit though. This is a really nice, minty copy of this. Double LP, super self-indulgent Keith Jarrett record. And he's got, you know, those guys. Now, I kind of like his tie-dye t-shirt, but look at this. These are the flags of the 22 countries in which Keith Jarrett has won the praise and respect of musicians, critics, and the public. See those flags? You see them? You got those flags? No, you don't, do you? Keith Jarrett does. God, what an asshole. Alright, but an amazing musician. Lots of moaning and groaning on here, but also some of his more experimental, whatever, Keith Jarrett, what can I say? I just figured, okay, I need to fill in that gap, and then at some point I say, no ma. And I think it's time for me to say, no ma, to this video. Don't you think? Hell, you've all switched it off by now. Pretty sure. Those of you who have hung out with me all the way to the end, I salute you. I'm actually not as drunk as I seem. It's all an act. Alright, everybody. Hope y'all have a nice weekend. And, you know, I might be back this weekend. I might. My wife's gone. Who else am I going to talk to? Come on here and talk to you. Look out, world. Okay. Take care. Bye.